All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Spokane Technical 2-year or 4-year college fair. We are really excited to have you participating in this event. We've got some fantastic schools here with us today. My name is Andy, and I'm going to be your facilitator. And before we get started, just a few housekeeping items. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. At the very end of the session, they're going to drop some Zoom links, so you will have an opportunity to chat with them one-on-one when this session is over. And lastly, this presentation is being recorded, and that recording will be available at strivescan.com/Spokane. And now I'd like to go ahead and turn things over to our first school, Great Northern University.
Hi, thank you so much. Hello, everyone. Let me get my screen up on here and my PowerPoint going. All right. So we are Great Northern University, and we are a Christian liberal arts university located in Spokane, Washington. So we're about a 15-minute walk to downtown. We're in a place called the University District. So you're living amongst like Gonzaga students as well as your own peers. And we're surrounded by businesses that are looking to hire students. So a lot of our students get jobs within 5 to 10 minutes of campus. Our vision statement is that we educate students to engage and transform the world for Jesus Christ. What we offer and what I'll be talking about today is an education that develops and enhances students' soft skills, practical experience and guided career preparation, and teaching from a biblical worldview to build a gospel-centered foundation for our students. So when I'm talking about soft skills, I'm talking about the ones that are job transferable. I also put it this way, as in skills that your employer expects you to already have and doesn't expect to teach you on the job. So your employer is going to expect that you know how to read, write, speak, and present well, have problem-solving skills, be a critical thinker, and work well with your coworkers, and then every now and then show some leadership skills. Basically, a liberal arts education, the goal of it is to enhance and develop these soft skills and to grow you into a well-rounded individual. We have 8 4-year programs, and so 7 bachelors of arts and 1 bachelor of science in psychology. And so the next part is that we also offer practical experience and guided career prep. So we have this thing called field education, which means 30 hours a semester, which is about 2 hours a week. You're required to be doing something outside of class and in your field of interest. For example, our psychology students have shadowed local counseling institutes before, just to get an idea of what working in that field is like. And then every semester you can switch it up if you don't like it. The point is that we want you to already have experience in the field that you're planning to go into by the time you graduate. We have a 6-to-1 student to faculty ratio. So this is what I mean by guided career preparation. We have small class sizes. You're assigned an academic advisor who helps you find your field education and helps you set up your schedule according to what you want to learn. Our students often develop close relationships with faculty in sort of a mentor-mentee relationship. The point is that you will make mistakes, and we want to let you make those mistakes in a safe space, and we want to walk alongside you. When Great Northern University says that we want to deepen your faith, all of our students are required to take, across all majors, are required to take 6 biblical theological classes. So you're taking Old Testament survey, New Testament survey, hermeneutics, which is reading the Bible in context, Bible intro, which is how the Bible came to be, and systematic theology 1 and 2. All of our full-time profs and academic advisors have terminal degrees in their field, so they are a world-class, top-notch faculty, but they're also experts, as I would say, in serving their community like Jesus. Most of them have been helping in ministry, either at their church or overseas, for over 20 years. So they are okay with you asking them the hard questions. So if you're looking for a college experience that helps you grow into a well-rounded individual prepared to succeed in the workplace, gives you practical experience without having to have everything figured out, and deepens your faith in and your relationship with Jesus Christ so that you can genuinely serve others with truth and love, then I invite you to apply today. We have a free application. We waive the SAT and ACT scores. You get to have a personal interview with a faculty member, and I will be sending you a decision within two weeks of you applying to our school so that you can plan the rest of your senior year accordingly. So this is all of our information. If you liked anything in that presentation, here's our website, greatnorthernu.org, and then you can join my Zoom meeting after this session. And then here is also my information if you'd like to get in contact with me. All right, thank you.
All right, thank you to Great Northern University. And next up, we've got the University of Alaska Fairbanks.
Yeah, thanks. And I know that my internet connection is a little bit unstable. So if there's anything that becomes a problem, Andy, just move on to the next person, okay? But for those of you who are here tonight, my name is Palmer Muntz. I'm a regional admissions counselor for UAF, and I'm based here in Washington State. And I feel like my challenge tonight is to encourage you to think about going on a big adventure, to think about doing something really different, something that will offer you experiences and opportunities that you won't get anywhere else, including the chance to join the 40 Below Club. The first time it gets to 40 below each year, the students go take their picture with the temperature sign on campus in their swimsuits. UAF is the flagship university for the state of Alaska. We're a national research university, but we're quite a bit different from most schools that have those kinds of labels. To start with, I'll just mention our enrollment, which is only about 8,000 students, so quite a bit smaller than most schools of our type. We have, for instance, a student to faculty ratio of just 10 to 1. 2/3 of your classes at UAF will be smaller than 20 students. So it's the kind of place where you'll have access to world-class facilities and faculty, but a very student-centered, a very intimate environment. We have over 100 different areas of study, and a few of them are listed here. Some are the ones that you would find at any university. Others are incredibly distinct. One thing that's very unusual about UAF is that we actually have a community college embedded within the university. And so that means that you can literally take academic programs ranging from a one-year program in welding, a two-year program in culinary arts, all the way through a PhD in space physics. We've got quite a range. I want to just highlight a few of them just as samples. These are programs that are often most popular with my students from Washington. First of all, engineering. You can see a variety of different areas of study that we offer in engineering. And our engineering program is direct entry. So you'll get to be an engineering major from day one, do your first engineering design work, you take your first engineering class as a freshman. And you can see here the ELIF building, which is our new state-of-the-art College of Engineering facility. So again, even though you're coming 200 miles from the Arctic Circle, you won't have to sacrifice in terms of resources. The natural sciences are also super popular at UAF. Of course, that includes things like pre-med, chemistry, biology, and physics. But often students come to us for wildlife biology or ocean sciences, geosciences, mainly because we're Alaska. And so it's just phenomenal opportunities for research and for internships within what is essentially a 600,000 square mile living learning laboratory. And then I mentioned the community and technical college within UAF. Here's a program that a lot of students like. We have one of the best fire science programs in the country. You'll actually get to live and work in a fire department while you're going to college. And you also will either be paid or be scholarshiped for that work. So it helps quite a bit with the cost. In terms of admission, our processes are super streamlined, very stress-free. You apply on our website, no essay is required, we're test optional. You can upload your transcripts with your application. And then you'll typically get an admission decision from us within 3 weeks. So we don't drag it out. I tell students, we're not the college that's going to screw up your senior year. We want to work with you. On the financial side, we offer the Western Undergraduate Exchange to every student from Washington. So that means your cost for tuition, fees, room and board will total less than $24,000 a year before financial aid. And we do have financial aid. Let us mention quickly the Nanook Pledge, which is our academic scholarship. And students who are receiving WUI can get up to $5,000 a year in Nanook Pledge academic awards. We also have need-based scholarships and grants, and also some competitive scholarships. So come on an adventure. I hope you'll check this out. Again, my name's Palmer. Here's my contact information. And I'll stick around in my own Zoom chat room for a little while tonight after we finish this up. We'd love to have you come talk to me at tinyurl.com/UAF Zoom. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much to the University of Alaska Fairbanks. Glad that internet worked out for us here. Next up, we've got DigiPen Institute of Technology.
Same.
All right, so is audio working all right?
It sure is.
Perfect, thank you. Okay, so DigiPen Institute of Technology, we are a four-year college located in Redmond. We really specialize in 4 main subject areas. So we're a school that really focuses on the career outcomes of our students. So we're really geared towards preparing students for 4 particular areas of expertise. And those are going to be computer science, digital art and animation, game design and development, and music and sound design. Like I said, we're in Redmond. We're just 16 miles east of Seattle, which is where I live. If you aren't local to the Seattle area, we're in great proximity to sightseeing areas, the great outdoors, which I love, and also the tech and game industries. So DigiPen is a school that's probably most well known for preparing students for the video game and animation industries. We're in a great hub for the video games industry, so you'll notice hopefully some familiar titles here. We're also in a great place for tech, so we are right down the road from Microsoft and Amazon as well over in Seattle, both of which hire quite a few of our students when they graduate. By the numbers, we offer 10 degree programs. 8 of those are undergraduate bachelor's, 4-year degree programs, and a couple of graduate degrees as well at the master's level. Our average class size is about 18 with a student to faculty ratio of 10:1. We're a relatively small community here at DigiPen, which I think you'll see in the next couple of slides, which I think lends itself really well to a community that is focused and supportive of each other. We also are our best return on investment, pretty high. We're among the top 1% of colleges, which basically means that what students are financially putting into their education here, they're seeing come back in terms of their career, which is great for us. Again, we really want to place our students in careers where they're feeling successful, that are aligned with their interests and their goals. So we're seeing that come back for our students as well. And here are the programs that we have to help students do that. So under those 4 general categories of computer science, game design and development, art, and music and audio, we have all of our degree programs kind of focused in those areas. Many of our students will go, as I said, into the video games industry. We also have students go into broader technology, software development, the animation industry, and even outside of that, some of our artists actually, if you're familiar with Funkos, those plastic figurines that you might see in GameStop or online, we have a number of artists that work there doing the 3D modeling for those figurines to get printed out. We're in the 21st century. There's so many cool applications for tech. And so we do see our students getting jobs in a lot of different industries, although many do come here again because they want to work in tech or in games. Our approach to education, we have, of course, the academic fundamentals. Those may be what students are a little more familiar with from their K through 12 experience. At least this is what my experience was. And so we do have classes. You'll have individual homework assignments and lectures. Our faculty are great. Lots of them have either strong academic experience in their backgrounds and or professional experience doing what our students want to hopefully someday do. We blend that with project-based learning on our campus. So it is required for our students to participate in these team-based projects each year. Most of them are interdisciplinary, so computer science students working with artists, working with designers, working with musicians. And in that way, we're hoping to prepare students to really practice their skills as they learn them. We want you to have a chance to make those mistakes, learn from them, and we'll be with you every step of the way to make sure that by the time you graduate, your skill set's really polished and you're ready to go. For our application, we require for all of our undergraduate applicants, our online application, ours is separate, so you'll want to go to our website and log in from there. ACT and SAT scores are optional. If you have them and want to submit them, then great. If you don't have them or don't wish to submit them, that will not count against you in any way. Your high school transcripts and a personal essay. Some other programs will also have their own specific requirements, so definitely get in touch with that if you identify an area of interest at DigiPen. Some of those requirements and recommendations are here. You're welcome to take a photo while we're here on this slide briefly. But for Bachelor of Science programs, design, art, and music, there are slightly different admissions and unique admissions requirements for each of those. For enrollment, we are currently open applications for fall 2022 and actually for spring 2022, which is a delayed start that would start in January. Our priority, general, and final application deadlines are there. Priority is for the most access for scholarship and housing opportunities, and the final is the very last date that you can start an application for the upcoming semester. If you are interested in connecting with us, we have lots of online opportunities, as I know many of us schools have developed over the last year to connect. And we are back to some in-person events with some safety precautions. So our open house preview days are available at limited capacity. Register as early as you can if you're planning to visit so that you don't end up on that wait list. If you end up on the wait list, we'll absolutely let you know if you are off it and into the event at any time. We're offering daily campus tours, and our student shadow program just reopened. So if you're interested in coming to sit in on a class and get to know us better, that's a great way to do that. Contact information is here, but we'll leave some for you later as well. And I hope to connect with some of you later on.
All right, thank you so much to DigiPen Institute of Technology. And next up, we've got the University of Washington.
Hey there, everyone. Thanks for being here tonight. My name is Ben Siegel, and I'm an admissions counselor at the University of Washington, and specifically the guy for Spokane. So excited to connect with you all tonight. Just want to first start out talking about where the University of Washington is located. We are in Seattle, Washington. As you may be able to see from the image in the top left, we're just a few miles north of downtown Seattle. We have a couple new light rail stations right around our campus, so you can get to downtown Seattle roughly like 10-15 minutes. So you do have opportunity to access the city, be that going to pro sports games, checking out internship job opportunities in the greater city of Seattle area, just enjoying everything that the city of Seattle has to offer in general. Kind of on the flip side, on the top right there, you can see our campus area, looking out to the Cascade Mountains. While we are in Seattle, our campus itself is kind of its own little neighborhood. We're right on the shores of Lake Washington. There's lots of green space. The Burke-Gilman Trail cuts right through our campus. So I'd say it's pretty easy to disconnect from the city if that's something you like to do, whether it's going canoeing in Lake Washington, heading out to the Cascades to get a hike in, but also at the same time still have that close access to the city. At the UW, we have about 180 different majors, so incredible variety in there. Some of our most popular would be like computer science, psychology, biology, a lot of students interested in that pre-med route, but again, incredible variety across those 180 different majors, and a lot of students double major or have a major and a minor at the UW, so combining their interest or pursuing those different interests as well. You're not in class all day, every day, as I like to say. Being in the city of Seattle and at the UW is going to be an incredible amount of opportunities for research as well as internship experiences. The UW receives more federal funding for research than any other public institution in the US. So research could say happen on campus in a lab, could also say happen out at the Friday Harbor Labs in the San Juan Islands. So big footprint in the greater Seattle area and in the state of Washington. As it relates to building community on campus, we are a large university, but so many different ways to build those smaller communities. That could be through joining one of our 1,000 plus student clubs. That could be through housing. About 80% of our freshmen do choose to live on campus in our residence halls. Additionally, we do have a Greek system at the UW. So if you're interested in fraternities or sororities, definitely an option you can pursue. And last but not least, just want to touch on the statistic in the bottom right. 81% of our students are employed or in grad school within 6 months after graduation. So it just kind of speaks to again, the education here at the UW, as well as the connections students are able to make before graduation. We have a career and internship center here at the UW that hosts employers such as these, as well as hundreds of others on campus for in-person events, so that students can connect with those employers, learn about internship, job opportunities, and just network a little bit more. We have a database online kind of specifically for UW students called Handshake. Students can access that to seek out internship and job opportunities before they graduate, as well as graduates too. So I could go in there as a graduate of the UW and check out different job opportunities. But just for reference, here's some of the top employers of UW graduates. And for reference, about 70% of students graduate with internship experience. Shifting gears to our application process here, the University of Washington, we are on the Coalition application. This is the one and only platform you can use to apply to the UW. It's a shared application platform with about 150 different colleges and universities. There's going to be kind of two different chunks in the Coalition you'll need to fill out. The first one's the profile section, and you can start that at any time throughout high school. The second chunk is going to be that UW question section, which opens up on September 1st of your senior year. So you'll need to complete both of those in order to apply to the UW. And again, it's all on the Coalition application. We have an $80 application fee, but you can get that waived if you qualify for free and reduced lunch, SAT, ACT fee waiver, qualify for the Pell Grant. If you can check that box on our application, you will receive a fee waiver. Now, a few things that we do not consider or ask for on our application. First, letters of recommendation. No need to send them to us. They will not be considered as part of our application process. Second, no need to send us transcripts. You will be self-reporting all of your high school coursework and grades on the application. And last but not least, at the University of Washington, we are test optional, so no need to send us your test scores. On our website, we have some more detailed information about that test score policy, but big takeaway, we are test optional. At the UW, we use a holistic review process. So I think in short, I want to say that we focus on academic preparation and performance as our primary pillar in that review process. We want to get to know you as a whole person. So looking at those personal achievements and characteristics. Within the academics, just know we're going to look well beyond that unweighted high school GPA, looking at things like rigor of curriculum, grade trend, and contextual information that you can provide about things that impacted your grades and academics throughout high school. On the personal side, we have a few different essays that you will write that just allow us to get to know you, what you're passionate about, what you've been involved with, leadership responsibilities, and again, lots more information on our website about those essay prompts. Just some numbers here really quick. On the left side, you can see our admit rate by residency. So 3-year average for Washington residents is 60%. As a public institution in the state of Washington, we will always give preference towards Washington residents in our review process. On the right side there, you can see our middle 50 percentiles for admitted students this past year. So hopefully that helps a little bit as maybe you're building your college list. But again, we admit waitlist deny students across a wide variety of GPAs. That kind of speaks to the nature of our holistic review process. Quick timeline here. First, I just want to point to our application deadline. The one and only application deadline for the UW is November 15th. So be sure to apply by then. No early action, no early decision. November 15th is that one and only deadline. For financial aid, be sure to fill out your FAFSA or WASFA by January 15th. That is our priority deadline for financial aid. You apply to the UW, we'll get back to you between March 1st and 15th. Quick note on finances here. On the left side, you can see Washington resident tuition as well as other costs associated with being a student at the UW. So total comes out to $30,000 there. Again, as you can see, in-state tuition a bit lower than out-of-state tuition there. A little preference and benefit to being a Washington resident. $30,000 again prior to any financial aid accessed by way of the FAFSA or WASPA or scholarship. So the two I would direct you towards here would be the Husky Promise and presidential scholarships. Students automatically considered for those by applying to the UW, filling out the FAFSA or WASPA specifically for the Husky Promise. But that's all I have today. You have my email on the screen here, and happy to connect you with all in my Zoom session if you have any questions. But thanks so much.
All right, thank you to the University of Washington. And next up, we have Whitworth University.
Hello, everybody. My name is Jason Tobeck. I'm one of the admissions counselors at Whitworth University. We're located in North Spokane, Eastern Washington. Whitworth is a liberal arts, private Christian college. Our mission, which is distinct and I think drives a lot of the decisions we make across campus, is to provide for our diverse student body an education of both mind and heart, equipping our graduates to honor God, follow Christ, and serve humanity. The size of our campus currently for our undergraduate students is right around 2,200 to 2,300 students. Again, that's a distinct number that's intentional, that we want a smaller class setting. The student to faculty ratio is 11:1, and we've been able to hover at that ratio for many years. You'll find if you choose to visit campus, you'll find most of our classes are less than 30 students. And we have a great amount of success graduating our students on time. The last graduating class, 84% of that group graduated in 4 years. Of those students that graduated, 95% of those students were either gainfully employed or in a master's level graduate program shortly after graduation. For our current students, the statistics on our current freshman or first year students, the middle 50% of this group is just under a 3.5 GPA up to a 4-point GPA. So 25% of our incoming first year students are above a 4-point and 25 are below a 3.5, 25% are below a 3.5. That just means we do accept a weighted GPA. Washington students, we won't receive a weighted GPA. So in-house, we're going to calculate that for you. If you've taken a high road academically, taken AP classes, IB classes, honors classes, you're the kind of student we're looking for. So to validate those decisions, we're going to weight your GPA using those courses. They're going to be valued at a 4.5 rather than a 4.0. So your incoming GPA will be slightly higher. The reason that's important is your GPA is going to drive your academic scholarship, and I'll talk a little bit more about that, but a slightly higher GPA will likely get those students a slightly higher academic or merit scholarship. You can see our SAT numbers there on the screen. We are a test optional school, and if you haven't taken an SAT, there's no worries. Whitworth has been a test optional school for a little over 12 years now. There's lots of options. Though we're a relatively smaller campus, we do have a healthy faculty and are able to offer lots of different disciplines for students to pursue. Currently, real popular disciplines would look like our biology program, our health science program, psychology, English, business, computer science, nursing, among other things. Very popular on campus, but on your screen, you can see we have a little over 100 different majors, minors, areas of concentration to offer for students. We're also very committed to a variety of things across campus, one of which is our athletic department. Whitworth's affiliated with the NCAA Division III. We're a member of the Northwest Conference. There's 9 teams in that conference. And by far, we've been the most dominating athletic department in our conference for 12 consecutive years. We're committed both the facilities, the quality of play, the quality of athletes you'll find are outstanding on campus. Additionally, we're committed in the arts. The fine arts receive very good facilities. We put $11 million into our music building expansion recently. Our theater department received a brand new backstage, and our art department already had a relatively new art building. All of these areas will receive additional scholarships in talent scholarships, which I'll talk about in just a moment. How to open the door at Whitworth. All we're going to require from students is one of our free applications. You can use the Whitworth app or you can use a common app. Doesn't matter to us which one you use. In addition, would like to get your transcripts from the high school. Those are the only 2 items we need to review your file. We will review it on a rolling basis and make a decision as soon as your file is complete within about 2 weeks. Optional to submit our writing samples, test scores, and academic letters of recommendation. We're glad to receive those. We'd like to learn as much as possible about our students, but they're not required. Important dates to be considered, like the University of Washington, November 15th is an early action 1 deadline for them. It was their only deadline. For us, it's our first deadline. You are welcome to submit an application after that date, but encourage you to try to hit that date to submit one of the free applications. Also, we'd like to have a priority FAFSA deadline of December 15th. So submit your application by November 15th, your FAFSA information by December 15th, and you'll receive some of our first financial aid offers starting February 1st. All of our incoming students receive financial aid. Last year's average amount of grants and scholarship, the average student received just under $36,000. And that just indicates we worked very hard to make Whitworth affordable for all kinds of different families. These are some of the scholarships we offer on campus. The university scholarship is our academic scholarship. All students will receive one of these, and these will reoccur each year for them. It's driven by your GPA. All students living on campus receive a $3,000 housing grant. If you're a senior and visit campus, you'll receive a $1,000 visit scholarship. We have additional stackable talent scholarships in the areas listed on your screen. We also partner with College Bound, and if you are eligible for the College Bound scholarship and have a 3.25 GPA, we'll partner with that, an amount that will be sure tuition is fully covered for you at Whitworth. And finally, if you have more questions or would like to know more about Whitworth, please join me in my Zoom room following the 6x6. Would love to visit with you there. Thanks, Andy, for your help.
All right, thank you to Whitworth University. And next up, we have Pace University.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Jessica. I'm an undergraduate admission counselor at Pace. So Pace is a 4-year private university located in New York. We do have 2 campuses. We have our New York City campus located in downtown Manhattan, and then we have our Westchester County campus just north of New York City. And I'll go into more details about those 2 different campuses. At Pace, we have something that we like to call the Pace Path. It's sort of like every student's individualized roadmap. It's how we combine your academic growth with your personal growth and your professional growth. So every student, when they first come to Pace, is required to take a class called University 101. And in University 101, they'll ask you questions such as, do you want to study abroad? How many internships do you want to do? What kind of clubs do you want to join? Do you want to add a second major? Do you want to add a minor? And they'll ask you all these questions so that you can start planning out your time at Pace while keeping your eye on the prize, which is to graduate in 4 years. So the academic portion of your PACE path might consist of research experiences with your professors or volunteer opportunities right through your academics. And your professional side would be helped by career services. Our career services department really helps our students get those internships. And we do have about 9,000 internship opportunities on both of our campuses, and they'll help you make connections with other companies out in the city. We have 6 schools within PACE. We have more than 100 undergraduate majors. For the most part, the majors overlap between campuses, but there are some that are specific to campus. So for example, our nursing program, which is a direct admit nursing program, is only offered on the Westchester campus, and our School of Performing Arts is only offered on the New York City campus. No matter what major you choose, your average classroom is about 20 students in the classroom, so fairly small classroom sizes. 90% of PACE undergraduates are employed or continuing education within 6 months of graduation. Again, career services will help you find those internships. They will help you build your resume, write cover letters, and they'll do practice mock interviews with you. Now a little bit more about the 2 different campuses. Our New York City campus is in downtown Manhattan, right in the financial district of New York City. We're about a block away from the Brooklyn Bridge. We are across the street from City Hall. We're about a 5-minute walk away from Wall Street, and we're about 2 blocks away from the World Trade Center. So there's a lot to do walking distance. Another cool thing about the New York City campus is a lot of New York City schools are spread out, but PACE is not. It's all within a 5-block radius of each other. So you never have to take the subway to get to class. Everything is right there in walking distance. And we do have 4 residence halls right there within that 5-block radius. Housing is guaranteed all 4 years as long as students submit their deposit by May 1st, but it's also never required. So students can live on campus or off campus. That is completely up to you. About 75% of our first-year students do live on campus, and we do have students coming from 48 different states. Then we have our Westchester campus, which is located 30 miles north of the New York City one. This is our more traditional college campus. You do get the best of both worlds because you have that traditional campus in a suburban area, but you do still have easy access into New York City. This campus has nature trails, our environmental center, and it's also home to our Division II athletics. So if you were interested in playing a sport, you would be on the Westchester campus. When you're applying, we are on the Common App, as well as we have our own Pace University application. If you're already doing the Common App and that's easier for you, then go right ahead and do that. The average GPA for an incoming student is a 3.3. That is the average, so half the students fall above that and half fall below. And we do have a very holistic reviewing process of the application. PACE is test optional, so we do not require SAT or ACT scores. You will still be considered for merit scholarship, and you will still be considered for the Honors College. These are some of our important deadlines. So we do have early decision, the binding application due November 1st, and then early action, which is non-binding, due November 15th and December 1st. Students who are interested in School of Performing Arts, you would need to submit your application by December 15th. We also have something special this year where if you submit the FAFSA by December 1st, even if you're not applied to PACE yet, you're automatically going to receive a $1,000 scholarship, which is renewable each year, just for filling out that FAFSA. So I'm telling every student I meet with, make sure you're filling out that FAFSA by December 1st, and you will get that automatic $1,000 scholarship. $26,000 is the average amount of aid PACE students are given. So when you apply, you're automatically considered for merit scholarship. You don't have to do anything extra. All you do is apply and you have that automatic consideration. And then you can also apply for financial aid through the FAFSA. So that's it for me. This is my email, jdrennan2@pace.edu. Please feel free to copy it down. I'll also put my personal Zoom room in the chat. But thank you so much for listening.
All right, thank you so much to Pace University. And that was actually our last presenter today, but we still have a little bit of time left. So I'd like to invite all of our presenters to go ahead and turn their cameras back on so we can do a little bit of a Q&A. And once we're done with that Q&A, I'm also going to have them send in their personal Zoom links at the end of that so that you can collect that information and talk to some of these schools one-on-one afterwards. But for right now, the first question I have for you is, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? And we'll go ahead and start with Great Northern University again.
Yeah, I would recommend that students just be honest with themselves and then give the people close to them also a chance to be honest of like what they think you're capable of realistically. For what majors you will apply for, just to get that advice from close family and friends.
I think something I might throw into the mix is that there's no perfect college. So don't be looking for it. Just do the best you can, get an idea of the place that will be the culture and the fit for you. And you won't really know until you've made the right choice, until you're enrolled, and it'll probably work out just fine.
One thing I like to share with prospective students is just to don't be afraid to ask the questions. And if you don't know what your question is, say that. That always helps me. This is coming from someone whose parents immigrated to this country, had no idea what we were doing when I was looking at colleges. And so our question was always, what are the questions? I'm new to navigating this. I have no idea. That is a great place to start and a totally normal place to start. So that's okay. And that's what we're all here for.
Great. I would encourage you all to get out and visit those college campuses that you're interested in. That could be right now as a prospective student, and just know this spring, a lot of us are also going to have like admitted student events as well. So trying to see those campuses in person, as well as I know a lot of us have built out different virtual visit opportunities, but just trying to get that sense of campus, step foot on there if possible, so you can make that best choice for yourself.
And I'd say so much of the search is down to what are you looking for? And for young people, sometimes it's hard to identify what exactly you're looking for. So I would echo the visiting campus is really important. That's going to help you identify what is important to you, and what's important to you might be different than what's important to a friend of yours. So doing that's important. And I would just add this to start early on your outside scholarship search and talk to your counselors at your high school, and don't wait to start applying. Those deadlines are going to come up real quickly. You're a senior and it's a busy time.
I was going to say something similar. So going the financial direction, definitely start looking for outside scholarships now. Since it's the fall, it's early. So many students and families will start looking in April when the May 1st deadline is coming up and they already have their financial aid packages. But start looking for them now. Start talking to your school counselors. Fastweb.com is a third-party scholarship website that you can go to, but they can be small amounts. They always add up. So definitely start looking for those scholarships now that come from outside of the universities that could be applied to wherever you end up going.
Great, a lot of really good advice there. My next question is, what's one thing that you want students to remember about your school? And we'll go ahead and start with Great Northern again.
Yeah, I would like students to remember that at Great Northern University, with a 6-to-1 student to faculty ratio, you will not be lost on our campus, and our faculty are very intentional to form relationships with you, get to know you, and really invest in your future.
For University of Alaska Fairbanks, I would say in the winter, it's freaking cold, but it's a really warm and welcoming campus where you can find a place to fit in easily.
For DigiPen, again, we're really highly focused. So if one of those areas under tech or interactive media, computer science, game design, art, music excites you, awesome, check it out. It's not for everyone, certainly, and that's why there's so many options to check out and why hopefully you're at a fair like this today.
For the University of Washington, I would just lean on our location in the city of Seattle. Again, if it's like catching a Seahawks game, getting an internship, canoeing out in Lake Washington, just that location itself, enjoying that as an undergraduate, but just having those professional connections as a graduate of the University of Washington, you just being in Seattle, it's a great place to make those connections and go to school.
Whitworth University is going to offer an education that is genuine in its experience with the community. It's a Christian, there's a Christian community as well. And I think you'll find when you come to campus, you're going to feel very welcomed. The visit's going to be your best sell at Whitworth. So hopefully you have a chance to come by and spend some time with us.
For PACE, I would say it's our career services department. So students can come to PACE undecided. A lot of students do. And they can go to career services and tell them what their interests are. And your career service advisor is going to help you make those connections, tell you where we've sent students in the past, and they'll help you apply to those places. And a lot of students are getting that hands-on immersive experience right within their 4 years at PACE. So I would say that our career services and our location are a great way for students to make connections.
Awesome. Thank you so much for those additional pieces of information. There are a lot of really, really good info today. We are kind of wrapping up, though, this initial presentation, and it looks like pretty much all of our presenters, I believe, have put their Zoom links into that chat already. If they haven't yet, then please feel free to do that. For all those in attendance right now, if you look at the chat button, you should be able to see all those different Zoom links. They're going to disappear once this meeting ends, though, so please copy all the ones that you want to go to to join those in a little bit here, because we will have our presenters in there and able to talk to you in just a minute. But I do want to say thank you so much to all of our presenters today, and also thanks to all of you for joining us today. When you close this window, there is going to be a link to a very quick 5-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. Don't forget about those Zoom links, because you can have those one-on-one conversations with our panelists right after this. And of course, you will be able to find this session's recording as well as all the other session recordings at strivescan.com/Spokane. So thanks again. I will leave it open for just a little bit longer, just in case people still want to grab those Zoom links. And I'll end the webinar in just a minute here. So have a good evening, everybody.